Hey everybody, this is Strategywizard again. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different. This is going to be a review of a sound design application which is made by this guy named Benjamin Loomes, who's a composer, and he likes his RPGs, you know, Pathfinder and the like, so he wanted to make something where you could have soundscapes and sound effects to go with your games. Now, I use this for both regular board games, and I've used it when playing role-playing games, so it really works in either setting. Now, here's the thing. I want to go over everything basically that he has to offer. He has three different options. There's what we have here, which is the Syrinscape Fantasy Player. He has what came along later, which was the Syrinscape Sci-fi Player. And then more recently, he's come out with the Syrinscape Boardgame Player. Now this is his newest, and it doesn't have as much stuff. But the thing is, he adds stuff all the time. He's constantly, you'll notice over here to the left, these are all the different soundscapes on the left side that he offers in the Fantasy Player. The gray are the ones that I don't own. Some, I think the Bugbear Battle and the Bugbear Battle 8-bit and maybe the Witchwood, I think, come free. And the custom moods is also free because that just lets you customize things, but everything else you have to pay for. So I have paid for some of them, like Brindle Town, Dragon Battle, Dungeon Depths, Elven Vale, etc. So I've bought a few different ones, but you'll notice there's tons and tons. I mean, my gosh, let me just grab this bar. There's just tons. So many. I have no idea what all of them even are because I just haven't taken the time to see them all. But the point is there's loads of options. You have to pay for them, and there's bundles for getting a few things at one time, but wow, just the variety is mind-boggling. Now, once you have this downloaded, you can go up here, and instead of all sound sets, you can do purchased, unpurchased, or installed. I'm going to go to purchased, and because I've installed all the ones I've purchased, so I can see just the stuff that's mine. Now, the cool part about this is each one, let's just go to Dungeon Depths. You have presets here. This is uncomfortable. Music, no delay, no music here, Alone in the Depths. These are sound sets that they've already got provided for you. So let's just say we try one just to see what it sounds like. You'll notice all these things moving here. These are all active for this sound set. There's a little bit of wind. Strange noises, moving of some sort of rocky substance. Now here's the thing, it shows you what each one has. Now if you want, at any time, you can turn off certain ones and you can add others. I just added this song here. Maybe you don't like that one, maybe you want to try this one. And you can change the volume of each different item that's making noise as you see fit. You can make them really quiet, keep the music prominent, or you can make the music quieter, make it more in the background. You also have a master volume slider here to affect everything down at the bottom. So you can see that even though there's presets, you can choose to modify it anytime you want. So let's go ahead and hit pause down here. That turns off everything that's going at the moment. Now, in addition to each sound set having this variety of defaults, of course, you'll notice that each one doesn't use everything that's available, and you can turn them on as much as you want. Now, here's the cool part. You can add your own custom options here. Well, for example, let's say we want to add distant growls, bird songs, insects. You can click this plus here, and you can name it whatever you want. Maybe, you know, animals in the woods or something. So let's just try animal life. You save it. Now it's saved here. So you've made your own now. So you can go back to it at any time. Now, let's say you want to go back here to custom moods. Now this is a cool one because here you can actually customize even more, because let's go ahead and pause what I did there. You can add silence. If you do so, if you add silence, which basically does nothing, it literally does nothing. If you have this, you can combine elements from anything you want. Let's say you want to add something from the dungeon depths, so we'll just add some deep wind. And maybe we want to add, go to Brindletown, and maybe we want to add some animals, just for the fun of it. And maybe we want to go to Spooky and add werewolf howls. Doesn't really make a lot of sense, but that's okay because you can customize it however you want. Now, and since you've added silence, you can customize it here, and we'll just call this ridiculous. Save it. Bam! Here it is. So you can have in custom moods 2 and custom moods 3, you can have your own whatever you want. You can save it here so everything's custom is in the same place. That way it's easy for you to find later. Now let's go ahead and turn all that off. You'll also notice that every one of these has the same group of buttons down here. These offer you a variety of default sound effects. So let's just go ahead and try a few, like Force Missile. That sounded painful. Let's say you want to do Sword Clash. You can keep on clicking it as fast as you want to repeat it as many times as you want, and you'll notice that each instance of the sound is not identical, which is cool. And even with with the sounds over here, they use algorithms to make it to where there's different. It's random basically what sounds are actually made. So it's not like a continuous exact repetition of the same thing over and over again. It makes it more natural and fluid, organic. So, okay, so let's see what else we've got. We have this one. Nice little bit of comedic effect if you want it. And then we've got Victory. We have Arrow and Flesh. So if you are popping off some arrows at some evil bad guy, or if you yourself are getting shot, you can try that. That sounds nice. And then we've got a nice lightning spell. So you have all these all the time, and even in, of course, the custom mood section. However, each individual purchased sound set usually has its own set of specific ones, and some of these don't have it. I think Elven Veil doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't have any. Neither does this one. But a lot of these other ones do. So let's just try a few of those just so you can see some of this, some of the special ones. We have a horse. So I hit it twice, and you'll notice that they were both different. I'm going to hit it a third time. And again, it sounds different. So it's not always the same. That could be good or bad for you. Maybe you're expecting a certain sound for whatever reason. It doesn't give it to you. But as long as you understand that it's not always the same, use it for just a general sound. That way it just adds a little more life to things. Okay, and then in the dragon battle, you might have some scratching claws. A dragon roar. Dragon flame, that sounds nice. That probably didn't feel good if it hit anybody, but hey, sounds nice. So the point is, as you can see, you have a lot of stuff here. Yeah, you have to spend money on it, but it's not free. But I'm telling you, the stuff that you get here is pretty impressive. Just the variety. I mean, you can customize so much. I mean, let's see what Creepy Woods is. I did this one just earlier as a test. Okay, and you'll notice, okay, let's go, I think I got that from Witchwood. Yeah, I've got a few things going. I've got growls, I've got unsettling wind, distant wildlife, and you'll notice the little white bar that's going around here. That white bar is showing you how, as it's going around, that's its active time, and then it's going to refresh. Well, some of these, like in the case of distant wildlife, it's only going to make another sound whenever it ends and starts over again. So, and the speed at which this goes around can vary even on the same particular sound effect that you're using. Sometimes it'll go quick and repeat itself fast, and sometimes it'll take a while and it'll be a while. So it makes it where you really never know what is going to happen, when you're going to hear something, and so it really makes it sound organic, which I like a lot. So it's pretty impressive, really. Like Growls is getting close to ending right here. You can barely tell actually, but it's right about there. Okay, so it made a sound effect there. So this one is already starting back over again. Unsettling wind is constant, so even though it's fixing to end, it doesn't really make that much of a difference because it's a constant sound. But as you play around with this, you'll see how each one works. And like I say, you add any music that you want, and they have a good variety of music, which is great because you can get a lot of different moods set if you're interested in that. Okay, we wouldn't turn all this off. So this gives you an idea of how everything works. I'm just going to show you a little bit in the Sci-fi so you can kind of get an idea there. Now, again, I have all sound sets selected. You'll see there's quite a few. Not as many as in Fantasy, but there's still tons and tons and tons. So we'll go back to Purchased, and we'll go to Quasi-Organic Vessel. We'll just get a few of these so you can kind of get an idea. Let's try Drone in My Head. Okay, and of course over here you have the same kind of thing where each individual sound set might have its own specific sounds, but it also has the generic sounds that go across the board. Laser shots, blaster impact, explosions, distress signal, etc. So again, you have a lot of different stuff. Ooh, swarm attack. I think this might be pretty good. Let's try one of these. Mosquitoes of unusual size. Space Invaders battle. And again, don't forget, you can change so many things. You can change the volume of each individual item as you see fit. If there's something that you want to hear more of, you can do so. And you can add things as you see fit. Okay, and then lastly, of course, you have the board game player, which doesn't have much yet, but like I say, he's always adding stuff, so I'm sure there'll be plenty of this available soon, a lot more options. Now, I haven't bought anything here, so everything that you see is just stuff that comes with it for free. So let's just try a couple of these and see what they sound like. Catan Nighttime. A few cities. Busy cities. Huh, that music's interesting. That's the jazzy Catan music. And we have more sound effects and lots of...
Come on, to work!
Oh wow, that's a pretty long one. Let's see, let's get some bricks. Okay, let's get some sheep. Let's get some wood.
Oh, that big tree!
Now, I find this to be interesting. They have a 1d6. Let's see what that does.
5, 2, 4, 6.
Okay, so that's kind of cool. It's like it gives you a roll of a regular 6-sided die. That's kind of neat. So lots of really neat stuff. Night.
Greetings, sir. Whatever happened to your horse?
So, as you can see, there's just tons of great stuff. You name it, there's something out here for you. So, basically, if you feel like you want to add some interesting sounds, music, or just have access to some sound effects that you can just use when you want to, this has just about everything you could possibly want. It's honestly impressive, just the sheer amount. Of course, if you bought everything, that cost a lot of money. However, there is an option. I don't know exactly how encompassing it is. I think it's everything. If you do a subscription, which I'm not sure what the price is off the top of my head, but a subscription will let you have access to everything, but you pay, every month or whatever. But I know I don't want everything that's available, so I just stick with, I just buy the ones that I want because I know I want them. But the point is you have options, and there's lots and lots of content here. So hopefully this was helpful for you to realize, that this is out there, what it's capable of. And if you're interested, you can decide to go check it out and at least download it and try the freebies, see how it works. In the meantime, I guess I'll just say 9 out of 10 for me. I really enjoy it. The only flaw that I see in it is that sometimes the sound effects are maybe not quite what I'm looking for. The description says one thing and I think, it doesn't quite sound like I think it should. Or maybe sometimes the quality's a little off, but overall, this stuff sounds great. A lot of good music, a lot of good sound effects, and it just works really well. So I am very impressed. And leave down below in the comments what y'all think. Were you impressed? Would you like to see more? And just give me general feedback, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. In the meantime, I appreciate y'all watching this video, and if you don't mind, if you liked it, could you subscribe? I'd appreciate that. And in the future, maybe you'll see some more of my videos, and just let me know what you think. I appreciate it, and I will see you on the next one. Have a good one. Bye.